What's up, world? Let me tell you about this beard growth oil I got from 12 tribes on Earth. 8 ounces of oily goodness with a nozzle that prevents sprays and spills, and soft ingredients that make it perfect addition to anyone's morning routine. From coconut to castor, all these oils are hand chosen. After using this herbal blend, the biggest thing I noticed is how soft, how strong my hair was, and how good I feel. Pick up your bottle today and make your beard the star of the show.
Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to talk about these Chinese businesses that are in Africa and what happens when they hire African people. Well, it's not good. So, you're going to see some clips of how they addressed African people. Some of them get hit. It is just terrible. In one clip, one Chinese man is telling them if they don't accept small wages, they can leave. And I'm like, what? And there's a Chinese woman that tells them on the job, they are not allowed to say no. Whatever they tell them to do, they can't say no. I'm like, you most certainly can. If you, I know I've said no a few times on jobs I've had, but this is the kind of stuff they're doing. But see, obviously, they are not being watched by the African government when they get in these countries, or they done paid off the politicians, so they're not going to do anything to protect the workers, which are their people. But wow, talk about trying to get away with everything. And after this, I have a story that some of you might have heard that came out of Chicago. Somebody burnt a cross near a black neighborhood in Chicago. And y'all, the man was Asian. So we'll get into that at 3:45. Wow. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. All right. So this first one is a Chinese CEO in South Africa, and he's not speaking in English, but what he is saying is if these workers do not accept small wages, they can leave. That's what he's saying to them. So you already know he's not giving them livable wages. They're getting slave wages. But he is telling them if they do not accept that, they can go.
Last year, maybe we only 50 people, but now quite a lot. Why? Yeah, we try to. We need a correct job.
Cheap labor. Yes. Cheap labor. 48 rand. Yes.
If you want using cheap labor,
It's cheap labor.
okay, you can You can leave.
That means the money is not gonna go up.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
The Chinese are kidnapping Africans and forcing them to work. The Chinese kidnapped 91 Africans, put them in a shipping container, shipped them to South Africa, and forced them to work in a cotton fabric factory. This factory was surrounded by barbed wire, high fences, and they had armed guards outside of this factory. They dared them to leave. Like, once y'all here for good. They work 7 days a week, 11 hours a shift. And some of these were kids from 14 to 16-year-olds. Out of these 91 Africans, 37 of them was kids. And this is who Africans called their savior, China. Last year, they was like the Chinese is going to save Africa. They putting y'all in shipment containers and forcing y'all to work. That don't look like a savior to me. And peep this out, y'all. They didn't even give them safety equipment. They had them out there working defective machinery, injuries left and right. One African ended up escaping. That's how they were able to discover this. But this was going on from 2017 to 2019. They had these Africans in a cotton fabric factory working 11-hour shifts for 7 days a week.
Accept it or not, one way. The last chance. You don't have a right to say no. That's the last chance. Give Kingsley. If we can.
Okay, so this Chinese boss, this is a woman. She's in Zimbabwe. So just so you know, this is happening all over Africa. The first guy was South Africa. This is Zimbabwe. And this Chinese woman, who is a boss, is telling these Zimbabweans, you do not have the right to say no. So anything they demand that they do, they must do it. That's what she's telling them. They have no right to say no. This is how they're treating Africans inside of their country. Model minority, my ass. Let's go on.
Do that. We'll ask another person to replace him. If they cannot do this, we'll ask another person to replace him. Don't worry.
These people.
All right.
The most dangerous African of today is an African who is colonized.
For employees of this brand new plant, arrival at work starts with a discipline course.
All right, y'all. This next clip is Ethiopia. This is Ethiopia, and they treat the workers like criminals. Like, if they go in there, they got to get patted down like criminals before they go, just to make sure they're not stealing from these Chinese people. See, y'all Africans, boy, y'all some docile people. There is no way I would let any boss treat me like that. But this is in Ethiopia, y'all. So let's go on.
Rigorous discipline course.
Don't waste your time. Hurry up. Move forward a bit. Make a straight line. Here, surprise.
The bosses are Chinese and they impose their methods. Last time, I already showed you how to do it. Do I have to say it again? Every morning, these Ethiopian workers have been to a series of quasi-military exercises.
History of Africa is therefore a history of welcoming other civilizations in the hope that they would reciprocate. But history teaches us that they did not.
Ethiopian workers have been to a series of quasi-military exercises. Arms at your sides. To the right. To the right. To the right. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. They work for the Chinese company Huajian, the largest shoe manufacturing company in Ethiopia.
This is the only continent that has welcomed all civilizations. We started with the Arabs. They abused us. Then came the Portuguese. We welcomed them. They abused us. Then the Dutch came. We welcomed them. They abused us. Then the Italians came. We welcomed them. They abused us. Then the Germans came. We welcomed them. They abused us. Then the French came. We welcomed them. They abused us. Then the English came. We welcomed them and they abused us. Then the Indians came. We welcomed them and they abused us. Then the Lebanese came, we welcomed them, they abused us. Now the Chinese are coming, we are welcoming them and they're abusing us. We must stop this. And we can only stop this through self-realization.
They work for the Chinese company Huajian, the largest shoe manufacturing company in Ethiopia.
The most dangerous African of today is an African who is colonized, educated or not. What is our education doing to us? What have we done to undo the colonial education? I hear right here in Ghana, perfect example. There's not a single Kwame Nkrumah book that is required reading in the Ghanaian educational system. Whose problem is that? Most African countries, our educational system is still the colonial educational system. So what do you expect from the leaders that we have today if their education remains colonized?
And y'all, these Africans be over here talking about, oh no, y'all don't do nothing. It's the white man. It's the white man. And to this very day, this woman is telling you they still learn under a colonized education in Africa. They learn a colonized education in Africa. Instead of y'all crossing the ocean and coming here, you need to stay home and fight. Obviously, your countries do not belong to you. They belong to your colonizers.
It is the educated who are refusing to challenge the status quo and speak on our behalf. Educated or not.
African co-workers around, I'm just laughing at it. Like, not even.
What she's talking about is there were Africans that stood around and laughed as one of their co-workers was getting beaten and humiliated by their Chinese boss. So these Africans didn't do nothing but stand around and laugh and did nothing to the Chinese boss that was abusing this man. That's what she's talking about.
Even jumping in saying, no, stop, don't do this. Like, not even defending their own people. Like, how can you let that happen in your Black country? Like, you know, like, where y'all are dominated. We could never. That's one thing I can say about us Black Americans. We could never, okay? They can't pull that here.
I seen a video circulating on the internet where Chinamen over there in Africa were whooping the hell out of Black people over there with what looked like and appeared to be a whip, while them Africans were laying docile and dormant and submitting to the abuse. I wanted to tell them so much, get up off your knees and take that whip and use it on him. This couldn't have been us, foundational Black Americans, or me. See, I'd have took that whip and whipped his ass with it, truth be told. They'd have never tried this insanity on us. They only pull this kind of behavior on people that they know they can get away with it from. They ain't trying this on someone they know who will stand up and get pushed back in resistance to it. But still, it makes me angry. I hate to see Black folks denigrated no matter where they are on the planet. And I was going to put the picture of this in my background, but you know TikTok will flag it. But if you over there on YouTube, it'll be uploaded in my thumbnail. Africans are the majority over there. Ain't no way in hell they should be submitting to this kind of abuse. Not on the land that's their land. Get those white supremacists and those Chinese up out of there. Get them up out of there. They ain't doing nothing but robbing, stealing, and exploiting y'all land. Them funky ass Asians and Chinese, all they do is set up shop in Black neighborhoods and exploit the Black dollar with hair care, nail businesses, food shops. But at the end of the day, they'll take your money, but they don't respect no Black people. And truth be told, you can't move into their neighborhoods and do business with them. They won't support you. They support their own. These people been made honorary white supremacists. We just seen not too long ago, this Ebony Hair Care up there in New York was denying Black women employment and firing Black women simply based off of race and them being Black. Insane. Black people never let anyone make you feel less than or denigrate you. You are the original people of this planet. The rest are carbon copy duplicates. Just my thoughts on the matter. Them African brothers should have took that damn whip though and used it to go over top of that damn Chinaman head and beat him with it. Peace.
Last year, maybe we only 50 people, but now quite a lot. Yeah. Why? Yeah, we tried. Cheap labor. We need a correct job.
Cheap labor. Yes. Cheap labor. 40. Yes.
If you want using cheap labor,
It's cheap labor.
okay, you can leave.
Yeah, that means the money is not gonna go up.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
The Chinese are kidnapping Africans and forcing them to work. The Chinese kidnapped 91.
Okay. So, y'all, I just want y'all to know what be going on over in Africa as they be over here trying to flip off at us and make us believe that everything is so much better over in Africa and everything that we accomplish. It's the white man. It's the white man. But as you can see, one Chinese man can control hundreds of Africans all at once and get in front of them, talk down to them, let you know you ain't paying them crap. If they don't like the little pennies that you throw at them, they can leave, and they stand there and nobody moves. Just like when that Chinese woman said, you're not allowed to say no. Whatever we tell you to, you do it. And if you don't, then we'll replace you. And nobody moved. Nobody moved. Everybody stayed in place and took that verbal abuse off of her. You know, I mean, it is insane what these Chinese people are doing to them over in Africa. And y'all, I saw the videos years ago of them talking to and treating them like dirt over there. And it continues even to this very day. Those Chinese people, look, they'll put restaurants up and tell the African population they are not allowed to come to their restaurant. This restaurant ain't in China. It's in Africa. How y'all gonna let them people tell you that in your own land? So It's a mess. It's a mess. But they flee from this instead of standing up to it. They don't stand up to it. That's why those Chinese people keep going in there, abusing the kids, abusing the adults, and paying y'all cheap wages and telling you to your face, they just giving you some little chump change and you better just do whatever they tell you to do. But like I said, you know, it's got to be that they paid the government officials off, because I notice nobody from this African government or even the AU, nobody is standing up for these people. They're not even standing up for the children that are being abused. They must have paid these people off to be quiet. And that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, Africa, you can't fix a problem if you are too afraid to stand up to these people in your own land. Then that tells me you are doomed. You're going to be subjected to all kinds of oppression eternally, because you're not willing to stand up to these strangers in your land. Wow. The more I see, the more I am shocked at how weak Africans are. The only time y'all become combative if you're arguing with FBA. Anything outside of that, y'all like little scared church mouses. We're the only ones you will fight and argue with. Anybody else, y'all don't have nothing to say, especially if they're a lighter shade than you. Oh no, y'all got mad respect for people with lighter skin. Y'all got mad respect for them, even if they're stepping on you. Unbelievable, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thaddeus Peterson, thank you so much for the super chat. This world is brainwashed beyond all levels. It's brainwashed, but you know, as you can see, nobody uses common sense. But see, these Africans want to come over here and tell us how they're more educated than us, they're smarter than us, they make more money than us, which they don't. And they want to get on the soapbox, always professing to be so great. But then when you go back and look at their homeland, it's a complete embarrassment. Yeah, we are going through oppression. We are. But those Chinese people are doing it right dead in their face. See, these folks over here, they wouldn't dare do this up in our face. See, they'll go sit in some political office behind some walls and do some crap, but they wouldn't dare stand in our face and do what these Chinese people are doing to these Africans, because they know how we would be pushing back hard. See, they got to go into a safe place to oppress us, but them, they can stand all out in the open and tell y'all to your face, we ain't paying you nothing. You're going to work all these hours and you better not say no. And if you don't like it, you can walk away. That's how they treat y'all. They wouldn't dare do that to us over here. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. My next live is the cross burning that took place a few days ago in Chicago. And come to find out, an Asian man did this. And people saw it, and you will see it on, you know, the clips that I have. But I don't think they caught this Asian man that did it. But he was the one that set a burning cross ablaze. So y'all, I will see you then. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And be on the lookout for my next live. Shalom, family.